Then the youth club I was going to bought us a set of decks. When I met Skepta, because Skepta he was my favourite MC growing up in Mali. I was about 25 then. Back to a hotel, and he was making a remix of like one of my favourite tunes of his ever, and I just started MCing. And I thought, I've done things which I never imagined I'd do anyway. So if you stick it in, you believe in yourself, then you can go places. Uchi Wally, Uchi Bang, Sidewinder, and this Ram. I'm with Jack Shaw, and that's Gang.
And we're back, we're live local. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, lads?
How's it going, mate? Thanks for coming down.
All good, thank you for having me here.
So for anyone who doesn't know, we got a local grime MC from Cardiff on the podcast.
Dragged him up to the valleys all the way from the big city, from the big lights.
He turned up, mate, outside, and he was like, what the fuck is this place?
But I know it ain't great, but Cardiff ain't that much better, let's be honest.
No, 99% of it.
So what's been going on? What have you been up to?
It's been quite a busy year. Plenty of bookings, just releasing singles. We're working towards an album at the moment, but just mainly just pushing out the singles, just trying to get the name circulating, really. Yeah.
So like, would you say the last couple of years you've kind of been put on the map a bit more? Does it like kind of blew up the last couple of years?
Yeah, definitely. Since I think it started with I done Lord of the Mics it's about 5 years ago now, and that's like something that I always wanted to be on, something I thought I'd never get on, and managed to get onto that. And then now that started circulating my name a bit in the grime scene properly, and then made Chat then with JK, which was getting on the radio and things like that. And then Absolute, the one with Traumatic and Fernquest, that's the one that's really made a difference for us, like bookings wise and things like that.
Kind of blew up on TikTok a bit, that one.
Yeah.
Well, so obviously like that's all recent, but can you take us back, like how you got into music?
Yeah, so started really with youth club. I started loving music from Eminem. Like I was an Eminem freak. My mates used to take the piss. One mate used to call me MC Eminem Ringlicker. that was my and. So from then I wanted to write lyrics and whatever, and then in school my friend Nico showed me Sidewinder, which used to be Wiley Dizzy Rascal, when he used to stand on the stage and pass the mic around, DJ mixing the tunes. So then that was what I got into. It more relatable because it's British in it, and then the youth club I was going to bought us a set of decks. They used to take us into Catapult. I don't remember Catapult in Cardiff. It was like the vinyl shop. They used to take us there every week. We could pick vinyls to buy. They pay for it, and one of the boys learned to DJ, and we used to just pass the mic around in there, and it just went from there really. I just kept on writing, going to the studio all the time, and then I ended up buying my own studio equipment and having a crack in the house, pissing my mum right off.
How old was you when you started recording your own stuff?
When I started recording myself, about 16, but then it was all through. We had Reason, the original Reason, and Fruity Loops, but it was just through the PC mic then. Remember? You'd have the headphones and the mic would come around the front. Yeah, and every time I swore, because my mum must have been able to hear every word I said downstairs. You forget, don't you, when you're a kid, how loud you're being or whatever. You just hear the ceiling bang. Stop the swearing.
What was the scene like in Cardiff back then compared to kind of what, because it's quite big down it now, isn't it? It's quite, like we were just talking about before we started filming, you've done the tram shed, done all different local venues, but what was it like back then? Was it as big then, or was you kind of one of the only people at our age doing it, or was everyone kind of?
Yeah, I think there was more of us doing it then.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was more. I'm not really tuned in with the youngers. I do know a couple of the good ones coming up, like now, and there is still a scene now, but when we was like 16, 17, 18, we would all meet up, we'd go on MSN, say everyone meet in the castle grounds or whatever in Cardiff, and there'd be like 30 of us turn up, and everyone would have a lyric. Some were good, some wasn't, but over the years, I think, obviously people get families, jobs, and a lot of people kind of feel embarrassed to do it. Do you know what I mean? I've got friends who are really good at it, but kind of got their mum and dad seen them on YouTube and things like that, and their uncle started seeing and give little digs, and do you know what I mean? And I think people started stopping because of that in a way.
Do you think everyone, because like I had that when I first started podcasting, you know, people are like, what the fuck are you doing? Think you're Joe Rogan, whatever. Everyone likes to take the piss, don't they? Like you said with the Eminem thing.
Yeah.
But do you think like getting through that is key then to be able to push on?
Definitely. You know, you know who's taking the piss, and you know who appreciates what you're doing. So I can just, with them conversations when people come up, oh, it's a rapper, I can just say, oh yeah, nice one, mate. You know.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do you think there's like a bit of jealousy there or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't say jealous of me, but jealous of not being able to do what they want sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Not have the courage to go for it.
Yeah.
I say, like, when I was a kid, 17, 18, first started, like, competing and fighting and stuff, I used to have the saying, like, family members be like, yeah, you're not going to do that for a job, though, are you? Like, and I'd be like, oh, well, fucking, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And they, you know, and that's, like you said, it's not, I don't think it's so much like they're jealous of you, it's more like they probably won't have the bottle to go for it and try and make a go of it themselves.
Exactly,
but,
exactly.
You know, it's better, in my opinion, to go for it and fail, and kind of, like you say, you could be 40 odd years of age and thinking, wow, I fucking wish I'd give her a go 10, 15 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I'll always like whether I've done things which I never imagined I'd do anyway. So that just proves the point. If you stick it in, you believe in yourself, then you can go places, like, innit?
Yeah. Is there anyone from back in the day that's still at it now, alongside you, kind of thing, or you were the only ones?
Fernquest, he was Tiny Skits back then. Merkage, even Traumatic. You know, we had a little crew when we were like 19, 20, and Traumatic was a part of it, and he's absolutely smashing it now. And a few DJs. People who do love it, they stop for a couple of years, and then they see that something can happen. They always want to come back and have a go. Yeah.
Do you think they see you guys doing well for yourselves and think, fucking, I was on that path, like?
Exactly, yeah. And, you know, and there's a lot of talented people, like I said then, who stopped for certain reasons, and there's no reason why they shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Why do you think you had the courage to carry on then?
I think mainly because I got, like, things started happening from young, like, so we managed to get onto, like, One Extra, like, when One Extra first started, Richie Vibe V from Cardiff, he was one of the first he was the first garage DJ on One Extra, and he took us on there. Then we were getting bookings and things like that in nightclubs, so it always made sense. But when I was 18, then I moved to Malia for the summers. You know, I'd go there in May, and I found a job in a club where I just host. So Ollie, big up the Southampton crew, all that bullshit. And then I managed to and then in the winter then I'd have jobs in Cardiff then doing that same thing. So even though it wasn't my music, it was still always something to keep me going in music. Yeah,
it gets you used to being in front of the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
I suppose it takes the pressure off a bit as well, because doing that kind of thing, although like you said you're hosting the show, people are not necessarily there to watch you, so you can kind of build a bit of confidence.
Exactly.
A bit like fighting on an undercard of a big show. If like, I remember fighting on a Cage Warriors card, and I'd had like two amateur fights. So it's kind of no one gives a fuck about me, but a chance to get out there and get a feel for it. So it's the same sort of thing, I suppose.
And people start to know your face then, because a lot of people, like, in them type of nights, no one's taking much notice anyway. So when you come off the stage, as long as they've seen you up there, a lot of people want to talk to you anyway. Yeah. And you make connections and make fans through just doing things like that, just being there and being the guy who's up there chatting shit or scrapping or whatever. You know what I mean?
Do you think like networking is a huge part of what you do as well?
Yeah, I think there's been a big advantage of just getting out there and just talking to people and being nice to people. Yeah. You know, like, and giving people time who want to talk to you, because they're the people who will always follow you.
Yeah, I think like one good interaction with someone, and it'll give them a positive spin on you. And like, people tend to get good or bad perceptions of people without even knowing them, don't they? So if you've got that one person who's like, oh, I met him, he sound as fuck, that goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then they'll bring their friends the next time. And even like things like, say if you've got 100 loyal fans who's going to spend £100 a year on you each, you know, you've got a bit of money every year from them, just from that 100.
And like you say, it is spot on. They will bring, like, you might have a good interaction with someone, and you'll be on a week later, 2 weeks later, and then say to their mates, oh, I went here last week, you sound, let's go there and watch him again. And then it kind of builds from there, like snowball effect kind of thing. What was, obviously a lot, like you say, when you was younger, a lot of stuff that you was doing was Cardiff. What was it like growing up in Cardiff? You lived Cardiff all your life, I'm assuming, obviously.
Yeah, it was good, man. I lived in Rumney. I lived on an estate, so it was a new estate when I moved in. It was a council estate, but it was a new build one. So there was loads of kids living on our estate. A lot of them were my age, so we had a good little clique there. But then I used to go to St. Mellons, and it was kind of rivalry between Rumney and St. Mellons. So I used to get a bit of stick from both ends. Do you know what I mean? But St. Mellons had the youth club, and they're the ones who bought the decks. They had money off the lottery. They had a few million off the lottery, so we could go there and just say, we want to go paintballing Wednesday, and they say, oh yeah, go and get 10 kids and a youth worker who's willing to go, and we get to do it. So we had good, it was good.
Yeah, and it was like, do you think kind of, obviously, like you said, Eminem was a big influence, rap music was a big influence. Do you think that's anything to do with your upbringing, or was that just, I suppose, back at that time, he was the main guy about?
Yeah, it was a lot of Korn and Slipknot and that about them, wasn't it? So it was like, it was kind of two different worlds going on. But I loved English. English was my favourite lesson in school. I liked to read, and I liked to write, in school in English when they say write a story like about this or whatever. That would be my favourite time in school, and I think that just like kind of, went over to lyrics then, to being able to just instead of sitting in my room thinking I'm going to write a book, I'm going to
write a song.
I can write lyrics.
Did you have a tough upbringing or?
No, not really. My mum and dad split up when I was about 13, but like, didn't really make a big difference to anything because I still see my dad and whatever. I got three older brothers. One I didn't meet till I was older, but I grew up with two brothers and a sister. They all moved out relatively young when they were like 17, 18. So I was the youngest. So I was the golden boy.
Couldn't do no wrong, like.
Yeah, I stayed with my mum and I got looked after, like, yeah.
Bit of an only child life for the last few years.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than Eminem, do you have any sort of, maybe not like idols, but anyone you feel like influenced the way you write, the way you rap, the way you perform?
Yeah, Mike Skinner, The Streets. He's definitely
old school. I love this. So The Streets is on. I was driving home from Thames the other day, and they had like 90s bangers on Radio 1 in the 2000s, and it must have had about 10 street songs on it. And I just remember my old man be driving back before the gym. My old man as a kid listening to literally Eminem in The Streets.
What were they on? They were on like Kiddlehood and Adulthood and all that sort of thing.
They were like soundtracks for them type of songs. Yeah, and it was with Mike Skinner, it's not he's like a narrator, he just talks about things that's going on, and that's what I would like to be seen as in a way. I don't want to be seen as someone who's trying to be like Mike Skinner, but I like to be seen as a narrator of what's going on around. And Kano was a massive influence to me.
Was there anyone then like a bit more close to home that you looked at and thought, that's inspiring, that makes me think I can do this?
Yeah, so there was Chico and Fuji, two MCs from Cardiff, and I used to see them go and do like raves I'd buy tape packs of. Like they'd go and do them things like Roll Deep, which was Wiley and Dizzy Rascal's crew. I used to love them, and they'd go on they got to raves where they were playing, and I think, oh, that's massive. Like that was like out of my league. Do you know what I mean? I was thinking, how are we gonna get there? How have they managed to do that? And yeah, they're two people that they always looked at to think. Yeah. Just,
like the youth club scene.
Yeah.
Like when you were growing up, obviously massive influence for you. Is that still about in Cardiff? Because I know around here, like it just doesn't exist anymore.
Knocked down now. They're all flattened now.
Yeah, sad, really, isn't it?
I think that's probably why kids are like they are nowadays. They got nothing to do with it. It's like fucking even Abertillery now. It's like kids carrying knives. Fucking the police are in, like last night. Fucking police have arrested like 2 15-year-old kids on the bridge just for being little bastards. And it's like, I think a lot of it comes down to, like, I remember being, fucking hell, 15, 14, and it was like a youth club once a week you could go to, or you could go and do something every night of the week if you wanted to. Like, I don't feel like they haven't got no direction these days, kids. It's kind of like they just go out on the street and crack on, and I think that's why we're going in the direction we are.
I think, like, for some kids, innit, they got a good direction at home. For for the ones that haven't, maybe they go to youth club, see someone who inspires them there.
Exactly.
And like that's kind of missing now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it was like a role model, like the youth workers like role models, and teachers in the same way, which we were on a first name basis. It was a Mr. So and so. It was, you talked to them by their first name. If you were fucking about, they could pull you aside and say, listen, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Talk to you on a level instead of shouting at you in a class and sending you out the class. It was more personal. And then you didn't want to let them people down who were good to you. Do you know what I mean?
No,
the
exactly.
teachers, you don't really see them like that, do you? You don't ever think, oh, I don't want to let this man down, because you just want to be the clown, or you just want to do whatever you're doing, innit?
Yeah. And
we drove past, I went up to see my brother up in Abertillery a few weeks ago, and drove past the Tesco, and there was a gang of kids outside. They must have been about 13. 4 of them had balaclavas on.
Yeah.
It was boiling hot day.
Yeah. That's what it's like. It's fucking nuts up there. And like, because I've obviously lived in that area all my life, you would hear about stuff like this happening in Cardiff and Newport in the cities, but it would never ever come up to the valleys. And I think now, with like TikTok and Instagram, Top Boy, stuff like that, I think that these kids are seeing it, and because they haven't got no direction or nothing to like put their energy into, they think this is the thing to do. And it's like, they don't live in the real world really, because like you said, fucking 15-year-old kids, they got balaclavas on outside Tesco, terrorising the workers. And like, we live in a world where everyone's got their phones out, everyone's filming. It's not even like back in the day. Like, when I was 14, 15, you wouldn't dare chops after like an 18, 19-year-old, because you'd catch a slap. Exactly. And you'd be like, fucking leave MB boys. Whereas now, the same kids who would acting like that, if they act like that and an 18, 19-year-old gives them a slap, they're fucking the same kids. They're going, their parents will ring the police. They don't they got no direction and no sort of positive influence on them. Like what you said, you got the youth workers, or they're kind of like teachers, but to an extent, you felt like you were kind of friends and you could look up them a little bit, and you don't want to let them down. Whereas these kids,
you got to look out for that. You got to watch out for the kids now.
You have.
And they'd run, then they'd laugh maybe or whatever, but run away. But now you got to watch one of them don't fucking stick something in you when you turn around.
It's fucking gone mad, and the world is getting.
It's scary.
It is like, because I'm having a kid now, and it's like, fucking hell, you're bringing a kid into this. Like, what's he gonna be like in 10, 15 years when he's out with his mates on the street, kind of things. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking...
You'll be millionaire soon, Jack. You'll have a farm soon, mate.
Yeah, I'll have to, man.
On horseback.
Just fence it off, 10-foot fence around it.
I think your kid's probably going to be the ones that are safe.
Yeah, you love that.
To be honest with you.
I said we've timed it well, because, like, obviously, by the time he's old enough to start going out, I'll have probably be retired, but my missus' brother will be coming up through then, and hopefully he'll be the next one. He'll be like, it's fucking... that's Liam Davis's nephew. I'll leave him alone. They'll give a fuck about Jack Shaw then. I don't expect in 10 years. What was like some of the most memorable moments from it? Maybe not so much now, because you've had a lot of big shows and a lot of big, like, big events with big artists now. But back going to when you was 19, 20, maybe to 25, what were some of like the standout moments for you where you thought like the sticks in your head and it was like kind of that's what wanted me to push on to the next, or maybe moments where you thought, no, I'm starting to get somewhere with this?
Well, definitely Lord of the Mics, going in Jammer's house where Wiley and Kano clashed, like the biggest grime clash ever. Going in there to do my one, that was one of the biggest moments of my life still. Being on them steps because I always had, you only ever see the steps on the DVD, and I always had like a mad perception of what it would be. And got in, and it was just literally a set of steps into a basement. Like. Having all the people that I looked up to's names on the wall, because he just has everyone write their name on the wall. To put my name on that wall, that was a massive thing for me. And when I met Skepta, because Skepta was my favourite MC growing up. The day I met him in Mali, I was about 25 then, and I used to smoke weed over there, and I used to be able to get weed over there and whatever. So I'd meet a lot of MCs, which I liked. And when I met him, he didn't even know I was an MC. And we were just talking, whatever. And then we went back to a hotel, and he was making a beat, a remix of like one of my favourite tunes of his ever. And I just started MCing, and I thought, fuck it, kid.
Fuck it, go for it.
Yeah, fuck it. Because when is he ever gonna hear what I do, like, innit? And I done it, and then he followed me on Twitter, and I remember getting back to my apartment, like, come on.
I bet that was a hell of a buzz.
Yeah, it was.
Was he out there performing? Was he?
Yeah.
What was obviously you had like big big features. You've performed with Example, like you had Bad Boy Chiller Crew in the Tram Shed with. I know you like got songs with them. You've been touring with them and stuff. How did that come about? Meeting some of the bigger artists, and what's it like, kind of seeing, because like Example was massive when he still is, but I mean back a good few years ago he was even bigger. What's it like to kind of be around those type of people for inspiration, just to take little tricks and tips off them?
Yeah. So with Example, he messaged me when I done the Clash, because he on Load the Mics, he enjoyed it. So we got speaking then, and then my manager now, Mickey, he's Example's manager, Majestic, Todd Edwards, he got a wicked roster. And so Mickey followed me on Instagram a few years later, and he was like, do you want to come and do the Example tour? And I thought it was through Example, but it wasn't. Mickey had just seen my music, and when I turned up, because in my head when I got there, I thought he'd ask me, and I got there, and he's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm your support. And seeing him perform made me definitely change my live show game.
Yeah.
And being around, like, it's weird because I've worked in clubs for so long, and I've met like a lot of people which I've looked up to. I don't really get starstruck. I still do in a way, but I know how to speak. I can have a conversation with people without being a fanboy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then when I got asked to go on the Example tour, and I lived with him on a bus for a month, and just watching the way he works and seeing his routines and things, I just realised what it takes to be successful. You know what I mean? And then with Bad Boy Chiller Crew, that's another ball game. That is.
The big contrast between them two, is there?
Oh, they're mental.
Oh, yeah.
Mental. So I used to watch their videos. We used to put it on YouTube in the room. We always used to fucking laugh our head off. Fucking Clive spitting on fucking. He does this thing, Spit Bay, where he does it. He pretends he's Salt Bay, but he spits on the fucking steaks instead. It's disgusting. There's a video called the Ramsey, like, when you do like the
reacting to
it. He's going, why are you spitting on your meat? So when they started like getting big with the songs, I liked their music. So when I went to follow them on Instagram, Kane and Clive were already following me. That's mad, so I was like, oh, fucking hell, buzzing. Like, I'll give them a shout, like, innit? Yeah. And then we made a song. And then they took me on the tour with them, and they're just nuts, man. They seem
nuts, mate. It seems like a constant party. Is that a perception, or is that like reality?
It's reality.
Yeah. What's their party game like? Like absolute
animals,
lunatics.
Yeah, they're animals.
Yeah, non-stop.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, they're still the same as us. You know, they're not messes in any way at all.
Yeah.
They drink to the point they become a mess, but then they're just the same as us, but they just like a fucking party. And the life they live and all the, the bookings they get and their lifestyle, it is a party. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's probably what people expect of them, when they book them, they expect a bit of a...
Yeah, definitely.
Do you, when you're doing like the live performances, do you ever feel like you have to keep kind of up in your game, or have you got like a set routine now, or... Do you switch it up show to show? Depends on the crowd, depends on the venue?
Yeah, I switch it up. Like, it's rare I just do my songs. Like, in a concert, I'll, like, my own concert, it's just my songs. When I go to, like, small venues, which has got, like, rappers, I'll just do my songs. But when it's DJs and festivals and things like that, I'll mix my songs into big songs just to keep that energy
the crowd
up.
And the energy.
Because if you go into a small show, more time people have come to watch you. But when you go into a festival or something like that, they just come for a piss up.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep everyone happy, So, and I learn, I know what works. Sometimes we go somewhere and something works, and then the next place it don't work. So now it's kind of seeing where you're going, seeing what the lineup is, and trying to fit into that.
What about different areas of the country? The different crowd, like different places react to different things, like maybe a Scouse crowd or something react a little bit different to what a Welsh crowd would react.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, Wales has got, we have got knowledge of what's going on, but we're not the scene. So when you go to London, you need to be playing the new things.
Yeah.
When you go to Birmingham, they want more the bass line sound. You go to Bristol, they want drum and bass. In Cardiff and Wales, I play everything, but like on not commercial, but just underneath commercial.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people know it. But when you venture out of towns where like Birmingham, London, they got their own DJs who are doing well and they've got big songs, people are more tuned in to what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that like hard work for you to alter things up, or are you used to it?
No, I don't mind. I don't mind it. I enjoy having a different set in different places.
Yeah, mix it up, get a bit boring otherwise.
Yeah,
Is it maybe for you doing the same thing week in, week out?
How did it come about with I see Biggie ABM always a you on Merkage? How did that come about? Because Biggie went from like a little bit of like a local celebrity internet sensation, and all of a sudden now he's fucking just at festivals. He's on stage. He's literally everywhere.
You've got to give it to him because he'll go everywhere. You know what I mean? He's willing to. He's got people. He's got people who's willing to take him wherever he wants, and he can blag his way into places. Biggie can. Even if he's not booked, he can just get in. Like, you look to your right and Biggie's there, having photos with everyone in there.
Everyone knows him though, don't they?
Yeah,
like
they do. Honestly, he's hard work. If you walk, the hardest one to go with him is Escape in the Park, right? Because every fucking 5 steps,
someone knows it.
And I feel for him sometimes because sometimes people are taking the piss.
Yeah.
But like we said earlier, you know when people are being genuine with you, and you know when people are taking piss, but they want the photo anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he's very thick-skinned.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, no pun intended.
No, yeah.
He's got a heart of gold, and he's up for doing anything. And that's why I like to, if he's there, or sometimes we bring him. Like for when I do that absolutely filthy song, I don't even have to say anything. I look to the left of me, he got his top box in the car. and it picks everyone up.
Yeah, people love
see
it.
Him like.
I remember this was before he was like, he's even bigger of an internet sensation now. But this was when he first came out. They paid him to come up to the Garo in Apley, which is like a little nightclub, the only nightclub in Apley, and they paid him to do like an appearance. And honest to God, I didn't even go. I drove past. You've never seen the place so busy. Absolutely like ram-packed. Pictured, like you said, no picture, like, and he was speaking to the owner, and the owner was telling me, he was like, he's like, people think I'm dull. He's like, but you've paid me to come here. I haven't bought a single drink. He said, because everyone's fucking buying me drinks. Everyone's buying me shots. He's like, I'm living a fucking dream. Yeah. And I think he was about 18, 19 at the time as well. And obviously he's gone even bigger again now. But
he loves a party, doesn't he?
He loves it. Big chain on, big glasses, clappy cat, sound top of his head.
I remember, and then when I first started following Merkage, because I know a couple of Merkage's mates used to work with Rooster and all that, and I used to work. Rooster, my mate, I'm good mates with Rooster, and he's friends with Merkage's brother. Because I remember looking at Merkage, and I was thinking, I fucking know him from somewhere. And then Rooster was like, you know who Merkage's brother is, don't you? And I was like, no. And he's like, Kieran. And I was like, that's it. They fucking look alike, don't they? Yeah. But I remember when I first started following him, and like he's doing a show, he's like driving around, and fucking Biggie's in the back of the car. And I remember like being like, how the fuck does he know? How is Biggie like hanging about with all these lot down
how did it even come about? Like?
I was like, how have this link up even come? How have this even come about? It don't even make no sense. Biggie's from the Ronda, like it don't even make no sense.
He's fucking everywhere.
He's everywhere. Like you said, you can't miss it because you got that big fucking mullet now, big glasses, big chain, you got the fucking pinky rings and all that on him. He's a proper. It's almost like a persona, like a character, isn't it? Like you see him, you want him to play up, you want him to be wild. You don't. Same when people come watch you, they don't want you to stand still and just get through your songs. They want a bit of a show, don't they?
Yeah. You expect it from him. I seen him in Bristol. I seen Biggie Bristol Carnival Saturday. Same thing. Looked to the left of me. Biggie's like, I bet. And I'm like, you want a can? Biggie's like, oh no, I'm alright today. I'm like, fucking get a can, don't you? He's like, no, I'm alright. And then you put a video on and you go, let's get back in on it. He'll keep it up.
Yeah.
No matter how he's feeling, he's a showman.
Yeah, he is.
He's on about doing a party soon where he just chucks McDonald's at people.
Like what's his name in America? Always fucking ramming cakes.
Steve Aoki.
Yeah, like that's Biggie's thing, ram a Big Mac in someone's face. Have you got any like have you got any sort of goals, or is there any like artists out there that you'd love to get on a song with, or do a show with, or are you kind of just like happy where you are and I'll take it as it comes?
I like what's going on at the moment, but I'm 34 now, so sometimes I feel too old to reach out to some people. I don't feel, and a lot of people who are killing it are gangster. Yeah. And they're a bit too gangster for not for me to speak to and chill with or whatever, but for me to make a song with. Yeah. So there is people, but there's people up and comers. There's a lot of up and comers I want to make music with. Yeah. But Mug Skinner would be the one I'd like to release something with. Yeah. I've been to the studio with him. I had a day in the studio with him. We went to Red Bull Studios in London, and that was wicked, but nothing ever come of it. No.
What's your thoughts on like the drill scene and all that? Because that's big at the minute, and that's all. I like even the big artists that weren't necessarily drill artists before you chuck on Spotify and they're on with a drill artist or they got a drill song. What's your thoughts on all that?
50-50. I like the drill. Like I respect Central C a lot because he's made it without really. Obviously, there's a bit of crud talk in there. There's a bit of this and that, but it's not focused on fucking killing people. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. When we were grime MCs, when we were young, I used to talk about things I wasn't doing. Yeah. Like giving it the big I am. But now, it's so many kids listen to it. And it's like with the balaclava thing. There's so many kids taking on board what they're saying and thinking that's real life. Yeah. And it's being glamorized. Yeah. And I don't agree with that. I don't really like it. So when I sometimes play a song, I think this is a good song, but if I'm not really enjoying what they're saying, I'm never going to put it back on again. Mm. So there is a few drill artists I enjoy, but the majority I don't really delve into because it's not my cup of tea.
Do you think like artists need to be more aware of the impact they have? Like,
yeah, but I don't think they care. I think if you're talking stuff like that, but like you don't give a fuck. No, you're getting 1 million views and you're talking like bad things. I don't think.
Yeah. I like some of it, but it is cap a lot of it, and a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of it's bullshit, but people think it's real.
Yeah, and it's like you said, there's fucking. I remember I walked through town on night out about a year or two ago, and there's like 15-year-old kids in the bus stop in black tracksuits, black Air Maxes, like a fucking ski mask on, and they're like, all right, boys, and like fucking showing all the gun signals, and I'm like, fucking wouldn't know what to do with a gun if a one fell in your lap, like. And like,
it's an age thing at the same time. It's
popular amongst the youngsters, which is a little bit worrying, but I think with any type of music, it comes in like stages. Certain things become popular for a set amount of time, then other things. You know what I mean? There's always the circle, and I don't think it'll forever be what it is now. Yeah. So I suppose they have got to kind of capitalise on it, but
I do like that British music is getting appreciated by, even if it takes this drill music to get appreciated by America, and for us to finally have a chance to have a go and go to America and do shows and people know they are, I'm all for that. So if that's what it takes, and that's what it takes. But personally, I don't listen to it.
Yeah. What's some of your favourite artists on the American scene? Is there any now other than Eminem that you really listen to?
I like... who do I listen to? I like Drake.
Drake, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I like Drake. I can't even think, because I listen to fucking old music. I listen to like the Monkees and fucking Dusty Springfield and things, and Wanda Jackson and like proper old. Like that's my music I play when I'm in the bath. Do you know what I mean? And other than that, I'm not really listening to music because I'm trying to write music, or it's beats I listen to, or stuff people send to me. But I like Russ as well. I do like Russ, the American Russ. Yeah.
Is there anyone like locally who you think is coming up at the minute who's going to break out?
Yeah, there's a boy called KS. He's from Splot in Cardiff. I think he's got a lot of potential to get to good places. Luke RV, he's been going for a few years now, but I still think he's he's on the rise. Things are getting better and better for him. He's starting to get 1 extra plays and get noticed from people around Britain, which is
that kind of the foot in the door? The radio plays, you've got to find a way to get the radio plays.
Yeah, the radio. Not so much now because Spotify, getting on the Spotify playlist, but radio is where people who are not searching for your music get a listen to you.
Yeah.
And that's when they will search for you. So I do think, it still plays a good part in it.
Yeah.
Like Fernquest, for instance, like he's obviously done really well for himself, but he's like on the cusp all the time, isn't he? Like I'd love to see him.
Yeah, we all would,
like,
man. I think it's going to happen because he works hard. He's got a lot of music. He's got an album of every genre there is.
Yeah, he's putting stuff out constantly, like little clips of stuff constantly, isn't he? And
it's just taking it to the next level and just releasing a bit more. And it's hard because everyone's obviously smashing out music, and then he's trying to get release dates with people because he's got good collabs and all that. It's just getting them. It's just timing. It's all about timing and it's not going to be long until we're doing the same thing at the same festivals.
It's just like our one lucky break you need, isn't it? Like you said, it's like the Lord of the Mics blew it up for you. It's just like you kind of just need that one viral moment or one lyric, I suppose, or one little, especially with TikTok and stuff now. Yeah, just like that one. You just need like maybe one good like a big artist to listen to you and think, oh, he's got a bit of thing. Let's see what we can put together, kind of thing. But one more I wanted to ask you as well, put you on the spot a little bit.
Go on.
Anyone who thinks overrated, that's maybe not local, but is non-locally, sorry, but like a bit of a big artist that you kind of think I don't get, I don't see what all the buzz is about.
Let me think. Whoa.
He's like, I don't want to shit on anyone.
Trying to think.
Can even be American artists.
Because it would be people like, I know he's been around a long time, but like people like Future and the what's it called, the auto-tune, like the really out of tune auto-tune music.
Yeah. Which is so obvious, like,
I don't really see the appeal to it because it doesn't make much sense. Like even musically it don't make much sense.
Have you ever seen will.i.am like live? Or have you ever heard him live? Have you seen him like on the telly but live? And he's like fucking terrible. Auto-tune, absolutely.
You find that with a lot of artists, though. I remember, like, I've always loved rap music, and I remember as a kid thinking, how can they sound so fucking good on a song? This is before I understood how it all worked. You know what I mean? I thought you record a song, you just rap it into the mic, and they just chuck it on the beat, and that's it. But I used to think, how can they sound like so good on a song, and then you hear them perform live, and they're fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember, like, even towards the end, it was like 50 Cent.
Yeah.
He would sound wicked on a song, and you hear him perform it live, and you'd be like, what the fuck? But then, like, that's why I, like, you find new respect. Like, I went to watch Eminem in Wembley, and it was like listening to him on a fucking, it was like listening to the CD in the car.
Stage presence.
Yeah, it was like, you can tell there's not a lot of, well, there was pretty much no auto-tune, no nothing. Eminem rapping, like, Rap God live, and it was like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
the song had started. How the fuck's he gonna pull this off? And he would do it word for word. And like, fuck, that's kind of
because the way, the way some people rap on a song, they give it. So where does 50 Cent? I don't know what you heard about me.
Yeah,
they can. If he does that on the mic, you can in the studio. They compress it, they EQ it, they can make you sound clear. But when you're doing that on a mic,
gotta be louder. And
you
like
gotta.
That, yeah.
And so it's not the same, but at the same time, if he went, I don't know what you heard, like if he like went for it, it wouldn't sound like the song then.
No,
well,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of a catch-22 in that area, but some people are just bad performers.
Yeah.
Some people are just
better on the track than they are live.
Because they can make you sound good. If not saying they're not good because they are, but they can make you clearer and make everything proper.
Yeah.
But for some rappers, they just like. Gigs are surprisingly good live, even though he just talks a lot of things. He knows how to get that voice out on stage and he gives it. You know what I mean? Same as Dave. But yeah, there's some rappers who still rap like they're in the studio when they're live. And
I'm with you. Yeah, I never even thought about that, to be honest.
No, yeah.
Something you wouldn't think about.
You wouldn't know. I would never think of it like that unless he'd fucking said it. like as a fan, concerts and stuff like that, you've been to yourself, shows, any that stand out, massive or mad nights, mad fucking.
Wiley's always the man to see live.
Yeah.
He knows how to set a rave on fire. And Skibbity, who passed away now, I've watched him a few times, and he was the man who would set a place on fire.
You know, like when you were touring with Example, you said you learned some things. What were them things? Can you say?
Just keeping for like how he works with the crowd, his selection of tunes. Like it's like it's a party. It's like everything runs in. So now instead of doing like song after song, I mix it together. So it's a continuous.
Yeah.
You don't lose people like...
Yeah, like example 41 now, when he does an hour and a half set. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he is jumping up and down, and he's running back and forth. And the things you say to interact with the crowd, like I've nicked one off him where, say he brings out a new song, he'll say, "This is my new song, I know none of you have ever heard it, but you need to, everybody pretend you've heard it. So has anybody heard my new song?" And then everyone says, yeah, even though it's never been played. And it just gets them on side straight away. Just keeping the crowd, being with the crowd instead of being two separate things. Then watch it. It's being a part of the crowd. Yeah. Like I like to open 2 cans now, do a Stone Cold.
Stone Cold it, yeah.
But that gives them a buzz though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I stink all day. I'm soaking wet. But that moment is always a moment where we were all together. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We're all getting pissed.
There's definitely a skill to it, isn't it? I think before, like, I've been to watch. I'm a massive Oasis fan, like, and I've been to watch Liam Gallagher like 3 times, and just the way, like, it's not like you couldn't just rock up, I think, and not pre-plan a set, because like you start with like a couple of Oasis songs and the crowd's going fucking nuts, and then you lose you a little bit. You play a couple of new tracks, and then once they recognise they've lost you a bit, it's right. Fuck that. Let's put another fucking Oasis song on. Do you know what I mean? And then, like you said, it's kind of like, that's the stuff the crowd remembers. Like when I think back to those, I don't remember listening to his new songs. I remember like him coming out to fucking Morning Glory, and you're in the fucking chopper, and you're like, fucking hell. Everyone's throwing drinks. It's like people who've been to the Australia, may not necessarily remember your new song, but they remember you coming out and fucking Stone Cold in it. And they're like, fucking hell.
Exactly.
Makes someone want to do it themselves.
Remember Biggie doing the cartwheel.
Biggie doing the worm across the stage.
Well, my mate said to me the other day, he said, "Why'd you bring Biggie out?" He said, "Because it makes a bit of a gimmick." I said, "No, it's not a gimmick." I said, It's a time for it's a Welsh thing as well. You know what I mean? Biggie's, you can't get much Welsher than Biggie. No. Do you know what I mean? And that's a time where we can. It's representing where we're from. Don't not saying that me and Biggie are the same person whatsoever, but it's about the crowd knowing what they're watching and what it like. You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a standout, isn't he? Yeah. He's just so recognisable, though, isn't he? Yeah,
if I just brought on some random guy from Essex who was fat and done a cartwheel,
they'd have no give a fuck.
Yeah, they just really. But it's Biggie, and that's like we're all from the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. We're all pushing the same. So it's like it's things like that. I just like to that I like to make memorable. Do you know what I mean?
So you learned them things off Example. Would you sit down with him and like talk tactics on how you were going to perform, or was it just like through seeing what he does?
Nah, he's he'll always say what he thinks. That's the good thing with Example. He'll always tell you he's straight up, and so he's someone I'll always listen to, and I'll always ask him, about different parts of his show, and why he done that or why he done that, and he'll always give me honest advice. Yeah. Yeah, and if I came on and played songs he didn't like, he'd be like, not that I'd have to take his advice every time, you know what I mean? And because obviously we've all got different opinions, but he's someone who's veteran in the game and knows how. He could come on after anyone and set the place on fire. Don't get me wrong, he's got about fucking top 10 songs. Yeah. But he does it in the right way. Yeah, and he knows how to build it up, and like you said with Gallagher, take it back down a bit. But even when he takes it down, it's still there. It's still fucking
ready to explode. Yeah. We're go on.
Sorry, no, go on.
I was just gonna say, what's next for you now? Coming up, anything big coming up? Any songs coming out?
Yeah. So I don't know when this will come out, but on the 21st of July, sorry, getting back to the future. I've got. So you know the song "Strike You Sure Make Me Feel."
Yeah.
That's my next chorus. We've got the original sample, and that's my next song.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm hoping big things for that. I'm hoping it gets put in the right playlist, a couple of radio plays. I've just signed a deal, and it's my first song out with the record label that they're called Helix. I'm doing a lot with there's a D&B All Stars they're called. They're like the biggest drum and bass label at the moment. I'm working a lot with them. It's mad because since I made Absolute, a lot of people who didn't hear about me before think I'm a drum and bass MC.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Madry. So I'm getting booked for drum and bass raves. And I've got about 6 drum and bass lyrics.
Yeah.
So I'm getting brought on for these raves, and I've got more. I know 6 of my drum and bass lyrics. I need to learn the rest. I've got about 50, but I come out and I've got like 6 things to last me the hour.
I'm repeating that.
That's where the hosting comes into play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so yeah, I'm doing a lot of drum bass stuff. I've got loads of collabs which I'd love to bring out, which I don't think I'm gonna be able to. That's another thing with music. You know, you make so much music behind the scenes, and
you can't put out.
Yeah, it's working on schedules, it's working on like label, whether they say yes or no, and things like that. But I've got a few festivals to do. I got Nasfest, Boomtown, Boardmasters, Sundown, a few big ones like.
Yeah, it's banging, mate, isn't it?
Class, yeah.
We have got 3 songs from like local-ish artists which we wanted to play for you.
Yeah.
But we want you to be fucking brutally honest. So if they're shit, we want you to say they're fucking shit.
Stick the headphones on.
They wear balaclavas because it'd all be good if everyone.
I don't think any of them will.
This is make or break, yeah. Now if they might have sent this in probably thinking they're the dog's bollocks. If it's bad, we want you to tell them it's bad.
Simon Cowell time.
And they know he wanted to bring him in the flesh, and I was like, yeah, but he's not gonna. If they're crap, he ain't gonna rinse them like if they're in the press.
I was telling you, I was like, we gotta bring him in. Like, it's gonna be so much better content. He was like, I can't do it. Like, it's gonna be awkward as fuck.
Yeah, he's gonna be fucking wicked, really good. Yeah.
Right, let's see.
Let's go. Finish this beer, I'll be a bit more
Yeah,
honest.
get brutally honest then.
That's a nice top, by the way, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say that at the end, but Local is sponsored by Weekend Offender as well. So shout out to Sam and the boys. They sponsor me and a couple of the others. You can get the Local top on the website, inspired by Cardiff City. What was it, 90?
I think it's the 94 or 95.
Do you know, like I don't follow football much, but I could tell it was like a retro design, because when I've wore it like Tenby and stuff, and down Tenby there's a lot of old head, like you can just tell they're old head football boys, and they're like fucking looking, and they're like, nice top. Obviously they haven't clicked that it's the Local one. They think it's like the fucking the Cardiff City one. So yeah, get on there, boys. Don't forget, enter through the link, get your 15% off as well.
First things first, we need to clear something up. What's your name? We don't know your actual name.
Yeah, what is your actual name?
Richard.
Yeah. We were talking about it last night, weren't we? We were like,
I was like,
how the fuck are we going to bring this up?
I said, text Merkage and ask him for Local's real name. And he was like, just ask him. I was like, I'm not fucking asking him his name first straight away, like on the podcast.
I done a class before, and this guy says, Richard, and you look like a Richard. But you could have been a Gary or Stephen. And your dad's name's Richard. And he could have been Gary or Stephen.
Right, we got him?
Yeah, we got him.
Are we giving the name? We'll give the name if they're any good.
Righto. So what I will say, some of these aren't like, they haven't been done in a studio or anything like that. It's kind of raw.
The Entourage.
We'll just give like a minute of each or whatever, is it?
Yeah. This sounds proper job on this one.
This one
sounds
is,
nice. Nice beat.
Mikey Joe made this.
Oh, Mikey Joe.
From 9 years old, I started living with my granddad. Music and hope was the only treasures man had. Depression from a young age, but I didn't understand that.
I like this already.
I would get
I do like
embarrassed
this.
'cause my house appeared
Be honest.
ransacked. Mommy loved a can and daddy never had that. My brothers and my sister, it's what I call my fan facts. No pop up in the fridge, we used to drink about the cold tap. Past tense trauma, I'm just giving
As long
you
as
a
he's telling the
throwback.
truth, I rate
Mommy
it.
had cancer, hit me like
Oh,
a ton of
fucking
bricks.
hell.
Kept it to myself and tried to hide it from the other kids. No turkey there for Christmas, fam were on some other shit. As long as there were cans up in the fridge, they were loving it. Family full of alkies, happy when they're chugging it. Looking back
good.
now, it's plain to see I was a trouble kid. And I remember Christmas Day, my little brother had nothing. Seen the look up on his face like I gotta do something. So I started picking up work and I got comfy with it. It wasn't long before the money came chunky with it. Bought my bros across, I told them to get jumpy with it. Shit's about to change, I hit the road, I was copping digits. Trying to build a line, invest P's, I need to drive. I caught myself a 205, I visions of a better life. It's been raw and I think of it from time to time. Pain up in my heart, but it gets masked with a familiar smile. Got fiends banging up my T-line for 3-5s. My bros got locked for a block that's more than 3-5. I free my brother, got the G screaming free IE out the can. When they free him, it's a hard vibe. Regardless, I'ma get mine. Remain focused and steady, write these tracks in my spare time. The music is forever where my heart lies. It's all that I had when I made it through them dark times. I wear my heart on my sleeve, but what's the reason? I helped many, but it only left me needing. The situation's changed, shit left my heart bleeding. Still licking shots on the road to get the peas in. Man, this life that I live is not the right one. It's been a couple of things in this life that I can't speak on.
Fucking hell, that's pretty good, mate.
That was good.
That was good.
Gift 23, Trouble Kid.
He's
That's
local. He lives around here, doesn't he?
literally like within like a mile or two of here.
Yeah, and you know, everyone who's coming up now has got the twang, the kind of the rappy London twang, but he's still got. You can still hear his accent in the song. Yeah. So ratings for that. The lyrics are wicked. I don't know if I could make a song like that. You know, like I said, you obviously was telling the truth because it got deeper as it got through. But sometimes you don't know whether people are exaggerating on how hard they had it or whatever. But I believe him. Yeah, and believe what he's saying. And
Class.
Top marks.
Yeah, no, that was
good.
We're gonna. I think we'll stick some links in the description of these people.
Yeah, I'll get his Insta before we leave, man.
Yeah, right, mate.
I want to tell him that's good shit.
Class. Nice. You'll love that for sure.
So number one was a success.
Yeah. Number one was a success. Right, let's go for number two.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of open deep down. We have a shit one.
Let's go on there.
I just want a bit of content, a bit of clickbait. That's what I want.
Right. Well, this is going to be the one which we listened to the other day, so...
Oh, yeah, this one... I think this one's pretty good, but what do I fucking know? So we'll find out now.
I think it's good. It's really raw, like, as far as...
I only think it's good because my name's in it, that's why.
Yeah, he's biased. Right, where is it?
Lost it now,
Fuck it now.
Here we go.
You were saying everything was fine, but I was getting...
Remember, brutally honest.
Dying for me to slag someone off.
Yeah, fucking right.
He's a comfort, isn't he?
Be upset about something and not be able to say it, and she says that there was something wrong, try to deny it. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to tell you everything.
Yeah, I rap like spaghetti round a fork. I'm flexing, drenched in the sauce. I got Welsh beef in my meatballs, on my tracks drop jaws like trapdoors. Round your neck like I'm Jack Shaw, your birds flapping like jackdaws. Bang, bang, bad habit gang, smash my stash and I'll snatch yours. And I ain't whipping no cream in my cracker, I ain't living no dream, this is shit. I'll sleep tight clutching a cutthroat bitch, don't keep right cunts in a clip. Don't stick no bash in my nostril, I won't snap no twigs in my spliff. There ain't no happy ever after, live, work, pay tax, die, that's it. Snooze you lose, I'll shoot from the hip. Hit the boots when I lose my shit. Big fat spliff when it all goes tits up, big fat baseline, everybody dip. Snooze you lose, I'll shoot from the hip. Hit the boots when I lose my shit. Big fat spliff when it all goes tits up, big fat baseline, everybody plant trees. Don't stop writing beats, don't stop buying CDs, don't stop buying green cheese off geezers. I smoke weed, I don't need Jesus. D does what he pleases, fuck the police, I'll run with the freaks. Chase my dreams, taste my keys. I got nothing but love for the scene, rah. Once in a lifetime knife crime, I tried climbing.
I can't really slag him off.
No, it was good as well.
It sounds better through the headphones than it did the other day, doesn't it?
We listened to it on his phone in the car, and it sounded a lot better. It sounded pretty good, but it sounds a lot better for the headphones.
Yeah, ratings again. I can't.
Shout him out, Joe. He was
going to actually come up. Yeah, he was going to come up.
He's done a bit of filming for us.
Yeah, Dara Hellier Smith. He hasn't even got like an Instagram.
He doesn't. I said that.
He's just making music.
Okay.
I said like you need. We tried to get him to plug the other day. He was like, I haven't got anything to plug.
He was like, plug it on a video, and he was like, I can't plug it. I haven't got Instagram or nothing.
It's mad, isn't it? There's so many people out there doing this. Like,
so where's he from?
He's like living out Brecon sort of area. He lives where I live, basically, growing up.
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack. He's good, man.
He's all on his last one now.
This one, guy from Gilwan. Let's have a
Joe,
listen.
you're gonna have to rap for him.
Well, so it's a
You're
shit
gonna have to
one.
rap for him, so it's a show we got to show.
I want to hear you rap, mate.
I can't fucking rap. Too many punches.
He just wraps people up.
Yeah, I'll wrap you up. Too many punches that he had to be rapping out words.
Right, let's go for his last one. This one's a little bit different, I think. I tried not to listen to him too much myself. Intense.
Drum roll.
Welcome to the house of 100 ghosts. They're all mine and I'm the host. How many times can I die? 100 most. They all survive in every song I wrote. In the basement, dwelling on the past. You can find them in the patio, chilling on the grass. In the kitchen, wasting all my hard-earned cash. In my bedroom, smoking from my cannabis stash. And now here I am, trying to relax. For the noise in the roof, stand up to the max. It's time that I face some facts. Even if I leave, they're gonna drag me back. No escaping the fate of 100 failures. Taking up space and they dwell in my chambers. With the fucking gods back here is gonna save us. Squatting with specters, get wasted with strangers. Past in a casket, nailed it shut. But the demons try to claw out, ain't it fun? I'm on a 24/7 clock watching this box. And I still wonder why I became this suck. I spend more time here than I do in reality. I never see friends and I don't see family. I'm trying to keep a lid on the coffin, but it's gotten to the point where it's fucking with my sanity. So welcome to the house.
Seen enough.
Welcome to the house of 100.
Right.
Welcome to the house of 100.
Here we go.
Can't take the fucker off here.
So welcome to the house of 100.
I tell you what, it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's more like rock.
Yeah.
It was you that was, wasn't it?
That wasn't me.
It didn't really. It sounded. It was very different to the last two, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. You know, I can't say he's a shit rapper. I can't say he's got shit lyrics, but
Give him some advice.
you know when MC is who's on the mic? Can I can I believe it? Like that garage MC,
Yeah.
like that cliche.
Yeah.
Cliche. That's cliche. Eminem ring liquor like I used to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's good. It's not shit in any way. I'm not slagging him off, but it's a bit basic for me, and it's like I think he's just trying to think of things which sound like Eminem.
Yeah. Not
Like,
creating his own
yeah,
personal.
Yeah,
Needs to put his own spin on it.
Yeah, just saying things for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's decent, but like it's just completely different to the
Yeah.
others, isn't it? And
Yeah,
like you say, it's more
Yeah.
maybe going down.
So we don't narrate him, but
Yeah.
he just got to put his own.
So you need to rap now because we.
No, I can't rap.
We haven't had a.
I think he
fucking-
went first, second, third in the order you played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I
the
think
first,
that's right, yeah.
you could tell the first one had been done proper job, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Do you know what I mean?
I think there's potential in all three. Like I don't think
Definitely.
you could write any of them off like
Definitely.
making moves.
Simon Cowell, yeah. Okay,
Huh?
I can see the potential.
Talisa.
Yeah.
More like Louis Walsh, I reckon. But
We got any questions? We have any Patreon questions or not?
No,
let's put a local on the spot one last time, and see if he got anything he can rap for us on the mic before we go.
I thought he was going to ask you to slag someone off again. That's why
Yeah.
I thought it was
Slag 'em
guaranteed.
off.
What, like a freestyle
Yeah.
or just rap?
Yeah, anything you want.
I can put a tune on if you want, like on YouTube or anything. It'll run through the mic.
Yeah, go on, just yeah.
Yeah, come on then.
What
Go
anything?
ask you, when else are we gonna have this? We don't have no one in here then a fighter or fucking
No, it's true.
or from Abbott Leary. So
Yeah, you pick a beat.
pick a tune, Joe. It'd be a good way to wrap it up this one. Just hopefully we don't get copyrighted.
That's true. Yeah, that would be alright.
It'd be alright.
It'd be alright if he's rapping over
It's
it.
time to level up your videos. Go to
YouTube ad run.
Motivator.com, the ultimate marketplace
Too
for
tight to
video
pay for the paid
creators.
version.
Oh wait, I was gonna film it, but my fucking flash will come on.
Yeah. Look, not odds, but I go right under. Wonder why I don't do leftovers. Been doing it since loafers, spitting with the olders. And I had inline rollers. Hated school, my goalers. Now I rub serious shoulders. I got friends that deliver cocaine, and I got friends that deliver in sofas. 5-yard box, man, of poachers. Man, a rude van this. Enough MCs wanna ring my phone, but I don't connect like a two-man kiss. I used to love my rap, I was Tupac that, I was Wu-Tang this. 100 real, 3-piece meal, unhealthy, I never done fruit and fish. This girl's blind to my love, she ain't feeling my words like Braille. I wore my crocodile shoes, but Jimmy got drunk and he broke your nail. Badmouth pro, make a discount, and I ain't talking midsummer sale. Quick back shot on a female cop was the last time I had feds on a tail. I'm a Welsh boy like Gareth, but I got too many friends on bail. Went Greece and I came home pale, woke up on the network rail. I ain't bagging up drugs, so what we sell is on a different scale. Lokes should have gone Sweet Valley High. I'm old school like Martin and Gale. I got a cup that I wanna fill up, I got something that I wanna build up. We ain't done. Might see me doing bits in the sun, late for the airport driving a ton. Let me give an example, me an example. Looking like fear and loathing, weirdest clothing, but we ain't posing. Look, Uchi Wally, Uchi Bang, Sidewinder and this Ram. I'm with Jack Shaw and that's gang. No love for the pig, but we still go ham like Sani, Bami Army. I used to wear bare Kalkani. Laddie daddy, we like to party. If you wanna go, let's go. Yeah, we get it like whoa, get it like wow. Fuck next week, get it like now. I'm trying to get it like too many man. I'm trying to get it like pow, get it like how. Sai palai pung tao, yo set say yo me I wung some now. I'll call your girlfriend a stupid bitch and I'll call your girlfriend a stupid cow.
Boom! If I had the Charlie Sloth fucking glass smash, I'd be nailing it flat out.
Quality,
sick,
mate, quality.
I was. And he got my name in it, number one, but all day. Number one. I was fucking sick. No, that was a wicked way to end it off. Look, you got anyone you want to shout out before we wrap it up?
Yes, just shout out all my people. Shout out Fernquest, shout out Whamsy, shout out Stabs, shout out Kingsman, Mickey Slim, shout out Leo. Big up the Weekend Defender gang. Big up Tiny Rebel for all your help. Go follow the Instagram /itslokes, ITSLOCS. And my new song, which will probably be out by this time this comes out, is called Penny Slots. So burp, Madry burp, whoop. Penny slots, local penny slots. Type it in, buy it, send it to your friends, do whatever you can, support the cause. Up the Welsh.
Legend, mate. Thank you very much.
We'll link the t-shirt, we'll link the Instagram, we'll link the song, we'll link everything in the description. Follow him on Instagram. Guys, remember, Welsh talent, we all got to get behind each other. We all got to support each other. That's what it's all about. So thank you for coming on, brother.
Thank you for having me, boys.
Until next time, peace.
Nice one, boys.
Top stuff, lads.